Hi everyone, welcome to another video. Today's video is on the four-wheel drive system of Land Rover series. Unlike Land Rover Defenders, they did not have permanent four-wheel drive. It was a selectable four-wheel drive system through the red and yellow levers. These levers can often be confusing if you're not familiar with Series Land Rovers, so today I'm going to talk through how they operate, how to use them, and just a bit about the four-wheel drive system. This system was used on all Series Land Rovers right up until the early 80s into Series III, with a notable exception, which I'll talk about a bit at the end, on early Series Is. This is a 1959 Series II. I've had it quite a few years now. You'll have to forgive the state of it. It's last in line for a respray and tidy up. So perhaps starting with one of the fundamental differences from Defenders, for example, these Series Land Rovers do not have a central differential, so they have a transfer box, and that's one of the reasons why you shouldn't really drive these on the tarmac in four-wheel drive. It can cause quite a lot of stress on components and will also wear your tyres quite a bit more. So as I mentioned, these are two-wheel drive unless you select four-wheel drive, so let's have a look at these levers. So here we go, inside, next to the gear lever, we've got the yellow button, which controls whether you're in four-wheel drive, and a red lever, which controls whether you're in high or low range ratios. So normal driving, particularly on the roads or flat surfaces at normal speeds, you'll have this red lever forwards, and that will be in the high range ratio gearbox. If you want to go into low range, ideally stopped, foot on the clutch, and then pull this lever down all the way. There is a neutral position in the middle, pull it all the way down and you're into the low range ratio gearbox. That will also automatically be in four-wheel drive. You can actually go from low range to high range with your foot on the clutch at low speeds, and that's to aid pulling away with a heavy load, a trailer, etc. Now if you're in high range like this and you want four-wheel drive, you can push this yellow button down and now you'll be in high range gearbox but four-wheel drive. So good, for example, on wet grass, wet slopes, etc. To get out of that then, you simply pull the lever down to low range, back up to high range, and you'll see when you come down to low range, this yellow button pops out. So when you go back up to high range, you're back in two-wheel drive and high range. As I mentioned, there is a neutral position in the middle for the transfer box, which you might use when you're winching, for example. And actually this remains in two-wheel drive now, but if the front wheels move, for example, if the car gets dragged whilst you're winching, then it will automatically lock into four-wheel drive, I believe. So there we go, really pretty simple once you get to know these and use them regularly. Forward, high range, backwards, low range, four-wheel drive, two-wheel drive, low range, automatically four-wheel drive. This doesn't need, with good tyres especially, to be in four-wheel drive. So at the moment I'm in the high range, two-wheel drive. But one of the troubles you may find is that tracks like this are quite bumpy, you don't want to go too fast, and you may find that in the high range box you're kind of slightly between gears, so constantly juddering because the speed's too low for that gear, you may have to dip the clutch, etc. And as you can hear, it's not quite happy in second gear here. I could go a bit faster, but it gets quite bumpy. So now in low range, and you can see we're doing walking pace now, and I'm in second gear. It's quite happy, no juddering, not between gears. And so that's another useful way to use the low range box as well. You can see we can get up into third gear here, and it's not struggling. It also helps use the torque of the engine by using these lower range gears as well. That's another advantage of using the low range ratios in the transfer box. But as I mentioned before, you want to be careful not to use this because it's automatically selected into four-wheel drive on tarmac surfaces, for example. You will increase the wear as there's no central differential in these. As I mentioned at the beginning, there is one exception to this. I think pre-1950 Series I Land Rovers actually had a slightly different system. They did use similar levers. They still had selectable high and low range gear ratios through the red lever, but they had a freewheel transfer box. So when you were on the power, it was four-wheel drive, but when you let your foot off, it went to two-wheel drive. That did mean that it had some limitations, particularly, for example, going down a steep slope. If you weren't on the throttle, you would only be in two-wheel drive, so you only got engine braking to one axle. So to counter that, you actually had a lockable system which you could lock in four-wheel drive on those early Series Is. So there we go, just a quick summary of the red and yellow levers. Correct any mistakes that I've made in the comments. I hope you enjoyed it, hope it was useful, and thank you very much for watching.